the nation, from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology news of the week, the show for the everyday person, talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host and technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. Our co-host, Mike Raday, is in studio today. He's an award-winning author and a human behavior expert. Now, we are live streaming during our show on 5 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, X, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. We are friends from different backgrounds, but we bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. We're glad to have Odie, our producer, at the control panel today. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, cybersecurity guru Nick Espinosa will join us on the show today. He's going to share the insight on the latest hacking techniques, data breaches, and how to protect yourself in this digital age. Then we're going to shift our gears to the electric car industry. Tesla, the trailblazer in electric vehicles, has made a surprising move. They decided to cut their marketing team as a sign of the trouble for the company to come. We analyze the numbers and discuss what this means for Tesla's future. And speaking of Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk recently responded to a post on X defending the layoff decisions. Some say that he laid off staff could have done a better job with their ads. We'll break that down. And X just announced this morning a smart TV app that will revolutionize your viewing experience.
Seriously?
Will it live up to the hype? We'll discuss whether this app is a game changer or another tech fad. But wait, there's even more excitement. A staggering headline: America lost a record $12.5 billion to internet crimes last year. Cyber criminals are running rampant. We're discussing how you can stay safe online. You've probably heard of Kit Bogo, the famous scam baiter. Have you heard of him?
No.
Oh, we're going to be talking about him in the Nathan Nuggets. So we got to get through all of our main stuff so I can talk a little bit about what we have going on there. So buckle up, dear listeners. It's time for Tech Time Radio, where we unravel the mysteries of technology one bite at a time. And of course, we always have our Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, and a possible Nathan Nugget if we get through all of our items. But the most important aspect, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting to see if our selected whiskey pick of the day gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. Now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number 1, hot off the press this morning. X announced a smart TV app that will most definitely happen, or will it? Let's go to Corinne Westland for more information on this story.
X just announced a smart TV app for streaming video, or more accurately, that it claims it's building one with absolutely no launch date mentioned. The appropriately named XTV wants to be your go-to companion for a high-quality, immersive entertainment experience on a larger screen. By high-quality entertainment, X likely means that one Tucker Carlson video, where he's really impressed by grocery carts in Russia. That's not a joke. Carlson is featured prominently in the little teaser video. Ex-CEO and marketing arm for Elon Musk, Linda Yaccarino, promises real-time content and wide availability. But other than that, details are nowhere. So it's also a mobile app that casts to a TV? I think Chromecast has been around for 10 years now. Is there another word for less than half-baked? Now back to you guys in the studio.
Wow, Corinne is going off on. Wow.
I don't know about this.
Look at Mark over. He's got like 2 thumbs up. He's like, Corinne's my buddy. Well, okay, so here's what we got. X announced
XTV.
Right? XTV.
This sounds like something that doesn't show up on your motel bill.
That's right, XTV. So, only in the Elon Musk world can you wake up one morning, decide to put out a tweet saying that you are now going to create an app for television, have no developers maybe working on it, have nothing else in there. But you know what? This will be the next game winner. Let's just see how well X has done over the past year or so. And we're going to talk about the awesome Twitter replacement of brand X. That still works so well. How many people know the difference between X and Twitter?
I don't know, but everybody keeps saying X, formerly known as Twitter. That's like Prince, formerly.
What he even changed his name? Yeah, the artist formerly known as
Prince.
Yes, so they still have a brand. They had a brand recognition that was really strong with Twitter, and they changed it, but that went really well. Then they had this,
but see, that didn't belong to Musk.
But yeah, well, the whole thing is going to be powered by AI. So X did create a chat bot, Grok. It's like Ask Jeeves, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can on the AI bot. It is horrible.
Ask Jeeves.
It is, yeah, but it's non-woke. So I guess essentially non-woke means that we really don't even have a database. We just kind of respond to you with like basic questions. So that was released. Now, he did promise to release a payments and banking platform last year. So we're still waiting for that to come around, but I'm sure that's in the works, maybe before the TV app, maybe after the TV app, or let's check about their brand new job platform that they were going to have, a job platform that would make it really easy for you to submit jobs on the X platform. So essentially in 2 years, Musk has created everything that he thinks about when he wakes up the next morning, makes an announcement about it, has his token executives make announcements about it, and now we got XTV in the loom.
This is Elon having a pitch meeting with himself.
Pitch meeting, that YouTube type of start. Yeah,
that's just like when we sit around and you come up with all these weird half-baked business ideas.
But at least I don't come on and announce them as a new platform. That's
because you don't own
a Twitter. So if I own Twitter or X, you're saying that I come up with this stuff?
Maybe. I don't know.
You know what's really nice about this? It actually makes me want to watch real TV again. You know what? All these companies coming out with this type of stuff, because I now find I have a TiVo unit. This is the old DVR unit that you would record commercials and you could fast forward through it like a 2-minute button and everything. It is easier for me now to record stuff on live TV, watch it again on my TiVo unit, and it's like almost probably 10 to 15 minutes quicker than if I do a streaming service where I have to go through the 2 minutes of ads, 2 minutes of ads, 2 minutes of ads.
Streaming has become old TV. When streaming first came out, we didn't have to do
like a 45-minute show now takes an hour and 10 minutes on streaming.
Depending on the ad. Sometimes they have these 90-minute ads that show up in the middle of your YouTube video.
Well, for all those that are really excited out there, don't you fret. I'm sure XTV is going to be the next release of the near future, maybe possibly smart TV app that'll essentially let you watch items that you could probably already watch on your PC or your phone, but now you can watch them on TV.
So is Grok going to be the AI power behind this?
That's what
Grok is from Stranger in a Strange Land. That's a book.
So the AI is probably the worst AI of all the AIs that I use. I don't use it. I literally, if I need to post something on Twitter, I'll just go use ChatGPT.
Well, we know Mark uses Twitter all the time.
So there you go. All right. Well, I'm so excited for this announcement.
It sounds like it.
Story number 2, Mike.
Well, I don't think it was that long ago that I was talking about this thing that we're going to talk about, right?
Okay.
Electric cars.
Yeah.
Having an autopilot.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And what did I say? What did I say? It was about 2 months ago.
He said one of these days somebody's just going to just put in autopilot and not even drive.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, guess what?
What?
Something happened right here in our neighborhood.
Okay.
Not that far from actually where we both live.
That's correct. Yep.
Where somebody in a Tesla car put on autopilot, decided he was going to play things on his phone, and ended up hitting somebody and killing them.
What? Explain more.
Well, probable cause documents were filed against the driver of a Tesla self-driving vehicle that hit and killed a motorcyclist in a collision on the afternoon of Friday, April the 19th. The collision occurred on State Route 522, which is not too far away from us here in the station.
Yep.
The driver was reportedly headed home from lunch and had the Tesla on autopilot while looking at his phone when the Tesla lurched forward into the back of 28-year-old Jeffrey Neeson's motorcycle, pinning him underneath the car. He was then pronounced deceased at the scene. Police questioned the driver at the scene and conducted field sobriety testing after the driver stated that he had consumed one alcoholic beverage earlier that day, but he was found not to be impaired. He was then placed under arrest for vehicular homicide based on his admitted inattention to driving while the car was moving.
Wow.
So
you put his Tesla in. Well, but Tesla doesn't say you're supposed to put a car in.
This is where we have this conflict. So it doesn't. Do you read the warning labels on things?
So I read the warnings. Sometimes, very rarely.
Very rarely.
Very
This
rarely.
is the same thing as the warning label on a pack of cigarettes or something.
Okay.
It says they have to by law.
Yeah.
Say okay, you got to pay attention.
Okay.
But that doesn't happen. I mean, it's so hard to keep drivers paying attention when they don't have autopilot. And as soon as you give them autopilot, that's just a recipe for disaster.
So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, so he killed a guy because he just didn't want to drive his car.
I think he's going to be, summarily taken care of legally.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he turns right around and tries to sue Tesla.
Okay.
I don't think anything's going to happen until we see more of these, and then the government agencies are going to get involved and start cracking down on some of this stuff, and they may end up barring any more of this nonsense from being on the road.
So, but we learned this when we had Phil on the show that the self-driving vehicles, you got to be careful if they don't work in the snow, right? Because they can't see the lines that are available.
Yeah, there's a plethora of there's a whole bunch of problems with the technology that is powering these things, and
it's supposed to be assistant driving though. It doesn't say it's fully AI driven. It's like AI assisted, right? So if you're taking a trip across America and you got a bunch of open road ahead of you, it's going to be
if you're in the middle of Nevada, this would probably be okay to use, except there's no charging stations, so you wouldn't be in the middle of Nevada doing this. So that's just the way it goes.
Okay, all right. Well,
let's move on to one of my other predictions.
Okay, you're happy about this too. Story number 3, Odie. Do you have ready to go?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Amazon is ending its Prime Air drone delivery service in California.
Oh no,
Texas, which it's been around for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years. We talked about it.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, so it's confirmed that it's ending its Prime Air drone delivery operations in Lockford, California.
Okay.
Which is home to about 3,500 people, which is the company's second U.S. drone delivery site after College Station, Texas.
Okay.
The Amazon is not offering details about why they're doing this.
Okay.
But they're only saying, quote, "We'll offer all current employees opportunities at other sites and will continue to serve customers in Lockford with other delivery methods. We want to thank the community for all their support and feedback over the past few years," end quote.
Is it because these drones just can't deliver too much? I mean, it's a very limited subset of what if I ordered like 2 hard drives and
I think there's probably a lot of logistic problems that go along with this, but I have this view that there are people in their backyard with shotguns and
they're just shooting them.
They're just shooting them out of the sky.
In California?
Sure.
Well, it doesn't the article doesn't state why, because Amazon's not saying why.
Correct.
But
well, you got airspace, so the FAA has to be a problem, right?
It is a problem.
Okay.
Also, with the fact that they're offering same-day delivery, I just don't think
you don't need it.
You don't need it.
I mean, it is amazing now. I'll order something Saturday morning, and it comes Saturday afternoon to my house.
Yeah, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I literally now sometimes will pay $2 or $3 more to get that item delivered the same day, and if I don't get it the same day, I actually feel disappointed. 2-day now doesn't seem acceptable to me in Prime.
Well, I don't know. I have my track record with Amazon deliveries are like 60-40.
Okay.
Like 60% they get it there when they say they're, and 40% of the time I don't get it for like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I moved into my new apartment, I had to order all my furniture and I was doing a lot of that through Amazon, and I would get a notification. Oh, no. Sorry, this isn't going to be delivered today. We don't know when it's going to be delivered. It's probably going to be delivered in like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
What are you ordering off of Amazon that it takes so long?
See,
that's another thing.
I ordered
not ordering,
one of them
like, prime
was
stuff.
a bookshelf that I ordered.
Makes
Another
sense.
thing was a bed frame.
Why'd you just go to IKEA?
Because I
Because
don't
he's not a
I
single
don't
bachelor.
I don't have a truck to haul stuff around in, so I just get stuff delivered and then I build it in my little tiny
Okay, that makes sense.
apartment room.
But yeah, so they've been running into expansion issues with other states because of all the regulations surrounding drones. This does not affect the pharmacy meds that they're delivering in
Is that Phoenix area or something like that?
No, it's Texas.
In Texas, okay.
In
So they can
College
still,
Town.
so you can still get your meds and pills and
College Station.
and all your uppers and downers delivered.
I feel like that's even more dangerous than I don't know. That when you say stuff like that and we talk about this stuff, there's always something in the back of my head that's like laughing.
Is it?
Yeah, because that's a little crazy.
It's like,
because you have a drone that's delivering your medications.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like anybody can intercept that.
Well, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but
hopefully you're not ordering.
Like people are running around.
The 420 companies.
I don't
down
know.
There, I don't know.
That's just the way my brain works.
Anyway.
I'm thinking that they shoot them down and
this
go
is
get
a
drugs
fail
and
on
sell
Amazon's
them.
part, in my eyes.
Yeah, this was a big thing they did, but now they'll just steal your internet with the sidewalk option and underneath each of their devices.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta be careful of that.
Yeah,
I was told that Xfinity has a sidewalk.
Yeah, you told us that. That was
Yeah.
good too. Yeah, everybody's doing that. All right, we're ready to go to story number 4 here. Documents found on a North Korean server suggest U.S. studios may have unknowingly sourced animation work in North Korea. Let's go to David Larson for more on this story.
North Korean illustrators and graphic designers appear to have helped produce work for U.S. animation studios unbeknownst to those companies, suggesting that unreleased episodes of a few popular American cartoons could include work from one of the most closed-off economies in the world. The revelation comes from a trove of documents recently discovered by U.S. researchers inside a computer server housed in North Korea. It's unclear how the files ended up in this tightly controlled portion of the internet, since the U.S. has imposed strict sanctions prohibiting American companies from doing business with the nuclear-armed regime. In addition to drawings for an upcoming season of the Amazon Prime video show Invincible, the files also contain sketches and videos that resemble work for Iyanu, Child of Wonder, a superhero series slated to air on Max. This sounds like someone was either outsourcing to the wrong company, or could this have been known?
Wow, he really posed a head scratch.
There you go. Was this known about this? So essentially, I love this guy. Okay, so Nick Roy, a Boston-based cyber sleuth who regularly scans the North Korean internet as a hobby, found this North Korean website that outside visitors didn't need a password to access. And he unlocked all these animation sketches and shared them with the center of a Washington-based think tank. The documents were a series of Chinese instructions that have been translated into Korean. They call for making adjustments to the size and styles of the animations. Among the documents, there's tons of sheets written in English with specifications for animation work. So the question comes here, did North Korea just steal these animation files from these studios and they just have them as a base there? Or is it that these actually studios, maybe you're outsourcing these studios to somebody else that's outside of the country, has then hired companies within North Korea to do the animation? That's kind of, it's unknown, and I did as much research as I could find about this. It's unknown how they got there, but clearly they got there, and they weren't just stolen American documents, because they have translation sets, they have heights and information that they want the graphics to be changed on, and there's changed and altered graphics within itself.
So could this be North Korean artists that are doing this?
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Or is it possibly a North Korean company that has, done some sort of wonky business?
I don't think so. So the way that it actually got found out, in the information that's available that I could find out, doesn't really look like North Korea actually hacked into it. It looks like this was maybe somebody using a company in the Philippines, or somebody using another outsourced, maybe even India, and then
I feel
India
like
has
this-
a connection into North Korea for some overload work, and they decided to send it that way. And then these North Koreans were doing a whole bunch of animation stuff for another company that then redid it for our American companies to have in place.
Yeah, I feel like this is pretty complicated.
So it's pretty complicated.
Pretty
but
complicated, but normal business.
you think so?
This feels like the normal complications that you have with all these businesses running around trying to find
Cheaper labor.
cheap labor and whatnot.
They got this North Korean animation studio house that says, sure, we can do that additional work that you need overloaded for. Just send it to us.
Sure.
So, there you go. Okay. Well, there's lots of questions. We'll see if the next maybe they can
I
help
don't know.
the next Disney animation story.
Who knows?
Maybe they can write it actually. Okay. Well, all right. That ends our top technology stories of the week. When we return, we have Nick Espinosa from Security Fanatics. He's going to join us to discuss something that is more dangerous than TikTok. More dangerous than TikTok. We all know that Nick loves TikTok so much, right?
You know, out of everybody here, I think you're the only one that likes TikTok. Well,
I do like TikTok.
No,
Odie likes
Odie
TikTok.
likes TikTok.
Whoa,
too.
whoa, 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 whoa.
That's right. Odie likes
Put
TikTok
respect
also.
on my name, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's
That
two
has
of us.
nothing to do with your name.
You know who I don't like is Facebook.
Yeah, we already know about
man.
your Facebook.
Okay.
Thing.
All
So
right.
you're the Facebook guy, and Mark is obviously the Elon Musk guy.
There you go. All right. Well, you're listening to Tech Time Radio. Make sure you join us to find out what's more dangerous than TikTok after this commercial break.
This is Mark
And Greg,
for Copiers Northwest
with a terrific offer.
called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner.
One of only two in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service.
as long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers.
or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives.
And let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, where our weekly show covers the top technology subjects without any political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And, of course, with a little whiskey on our side. Today, Mark Gregoire, our whiskey connoisseur, is in the studio. Mark, what have you chosen for us today?
Today we brought in Wilderness Trail, Single Barrel, Family Reserve, Cask Strength Wheated Bourbon.
Okay. Wow, that's a big name.
That is a big name.
Okay.
Now, from Wilderness Trail's website, they say Wilderness Trail offers single barrel picks for retailers, bars, or other groups to select an entire barrel and offer them for sale. This bottling is made with Wilderness Trail's wheated bourbon mash bill recipe, which is one of the highest ratios of wheat used in a bourbon made in Kentucky. It showcases the elegance of a classic wheated bourbon with maple syrup on the nose, butter cake on the palate, and fresh baked bread on the finish. As is the nature of such bottlings, expect variations to occur among the barrels. Now, as we mentioned, this is from Wilderness Trail Distillery, whose distillery is in Danville, Kentucky. It is straight bourbon. This one is aged 4 years, 8 months. It is 111.1 proof. That mash bill they're talking about was 64% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley, and this goes for about $70.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm liking this. I'm actually really
I'm liking it too. It's got a nice compliment for the sweeten.
It's got a very light bite, but then the bite continues to go.
It's
I know all those.
it's got a very small alcohol burn.
There you go. The feedback has been the whiskey people that listen to me when I say there's a bite. I'm totally wrong with that. So I'm just going to keep on telling about how much bite it has.
That's because you have no palate.
So,
we already know that you
gentlemen,
don't have
is
a
this
palate.
whiskey smooth for you?
Yeah, it's smooth for me. Is it smooth for you?
No.
Okay. No, then it's not. Of course not. Okay. You know what? This is really good. And I'd probably pay $70 for a bottle.
I doubt it.
Maybe $50.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Please don't forget to like and subscribe. In addition, please comment and let us know if you have a whiskey you would like us to review.
All right. Well, with our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, we are talking to the technology expert that joins our show normally once a month, every probably 5 or 6 weeks, Nick Espinosa. Nick's an expert in cybersecurity and network infrastructure. He has consulted with clients ranging from small business to the Fortune 100 level. In 1998, at the age of 19, Nick founded Windy City Networks, which was later acquired in 2015. And then he created Security Fanatics, where he is the chief security fanatic. Let's welcome Nick to the Comcast video stream to start our next segment.
Welcome to the segment we call Ask the Experts. With our TechTime radio expert, Nick Espinosa.
Hey guys.
Hi, Nick. How you doing?
I'm good. And for the record, I don't know why you're hating on North Korean programmers and animators. They're amazing. My password manager is from North Korea, and I might have been hacked like 8 times, but it is so easy to use. I love those guys.
I wasn't hating on anybody.
Okay, no, I wasn't either. What else I found it interesting is this guy was just kind of skimming around and finds all this work that's available.
I think it's more interesting that he hangs out on their servers as a hobby.
But to go and to see what North Korea has.
I think that's a more interesting story.
They probably don't have very much. Well, maybe they have security. I don't know how good their security. Nick, how good is their cyber security? Are they pretty good on security there?
Yeah, well, the 6 people in North Korea that actually have access to the internet, it's a pretty small footprint to defend, but they are very good at hacking, and they have run many different scams on South Korea and their other neighbors, basically stealing things, breaking into things, and their cyber army, if you will, doesn't go usually for espionage. They go to steal money because, quite frankly, they got to feed their people. So North Korea is a very interesting case.
It's a cottage industry.
It really is. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now on April 15th, the Rootkit ransomware gang said it was planning to launch a cyber attack on DJI for supplying drones to Ukraine with the conflict with Russia. What happened to these drones? And tell us what's going on regarding security cyber attacks in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah, well, you got to love political hackers here because, quite frankly, that's what it is. And I quote from their statement the day before they hit DJI, and I quote, "In our relentless pursuit of justice in digital warfare, we have set our sights on DJI, a Chinese technology company known for its unmanned aerial vehicles and drones. Our mission is clear: to disrupt DJI's operations as they have supplied drones to Ukraine for use in the ongoing conflict against Russia. The skies will tremble as we unleash our cyber arsenal on this complicit entity. Prepare for the storm, DJI." And sure enough, the next day on April 16th, they basically said it took 10-15 minutes to get in, and they stole a whole bunch of stuff, a treasure trove of data. And so if you've got a DJI drone, heads up to you, because they've got your order IDs, dates, times, your name, tracking numbers, pricing, your drone specs, contact information, payment methods, all that kind of stuff. So this is just another shot, across the bow in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, where you've got essentially these politically motivated hackers in the dark web looking, to support one group or the other. It's the same reason why we saw Clop, which was based out of Russia, essentially fracture and become 2 different entities, as one supported Ukraine, the other obviously run by Russia. So this is just par for the course right now. And we know that basically Russia and their supporting cyber anything essentially continue to hit and disrupt operations in Ukraine. And quite frankly, the Ukraine cyber army is taking it to them as well. So this is just another chapter in the ongoing 3-day war that is Vladimir Putin's ego. It's really
I will tell you this. Hackers are the only people I can trust nowadays. When they say they're going to hack something or they're going to do something, unlike my Comcast support person that's going to come on a Tuesday and comes out on a Wednesday, unlike my Amazon delivery packages, when hackers say they're going to do something, or if they got AT&T's data or they got this, they normally are telling the truth. They are like so high up.
You appreciate their authenticity?
I do. Okay. At least when they say they're going to do something, they follow through. Not that that's a great thing.
But they also have a good customer service.
They do. That's so bad.
They really do. Like it's better than Microsoft's. Like, I'm sorry you're having a problem running your terror campaign, sir. How can we help?
Yes,
but yeah, it's absolutely terrifying how good they are, because it's money. I mean, they make a ton of money off of us, and it's a horrible ripoff.
All right, speaking about Microsoft, let's move on to our U.S. government. All right, here we go. Sensitive U.S. government data was exposed after Space Eyes data breach. What does the Miami-based firm do, and why is it such a major concern?
Yeah, so this is a huge thing because they do geospatial intelligence, for various entities, and the biggest concern here is, like you said, the sensitivity of who they work for, and we're talking, at least on the U.S. side, the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, various branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. So think military on that one, including the actual National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, or NGA, as well. Not too many people have heard of that, but that's kind of important because obviously satellite and signal intelligence is critical to the defense of the United States as well as intelligence. And so the group that hit them is essentially Intel Broker, and they've been all over breach forum, hitting a whole bunch. They hit Acuity, which was another federal contractor a while ago, but they said that it was pretty easy to access the Space Eyes systems. And Intel Broker also said they took highly sensitive documentation from from these various groups, including Space Eyes. And by virtue of that, we're talking about all of that information, but the media is also reporting, things like full names, phone numbers, company names, job descriptions, location data on several different government officials. And so that could potentially lead to things like assassination attempts or extortion, like all these different kinds of things. So it is a complete and utter mess. So Space Eyes, obviously a beyond critical contractor, which is also the reason why the military is really spinning up things like the maturity model for cybersecurity, or CMMC, because quite frankly, they're really sick and tired of having these groups and foreign intelligence agencies eat their contractors' lunch. So here we are. Not good.
There we go.
What can we do?
What can we do?
I do believe there's whiskey somewhere in this broadcast.
That's my solution.
That's
but,
right.
There you go.
So essentially, Space Eyes is who takes care of and monitoring the trajectory of all of the satellites. That was getting from all the information. So they kind of know when a satellite moves over here, whether it's a defense satellite or communication satellite.
They're on the tracking side of this, and they're feeding this telemetry and intelligence pretty much straight to all of the entities that I just mentioned in the federal government that are making sure that Chinese spy balloons, or in this case spy satellites, we know where they are and what they're doing, so we can adjust intelligence accordingly.
All right, well, here we go. We teased this at the beginning. Nick has something scarier than TikTok, and we all know that Nick is not a big TikTok fan at all, right? And not he can't stand them. Their security is horrible. ByteDance is not on his Christmas gifting companies that he gives a gift to. But Nick, what is now scarier than TikTok?
Well, and to be fair, if I was going to give a gift to TikTok's parent headquarters, it'd be a flaming bag of dog poop on their doorstep.
Okay.
But just FYI, Merry Christmas, guys. No, what we are talking
low
about.
That's low tech, Nick. That's so low tech.
Old school sometimes is best school. What are you going to do?
Anyway, I'm telling you.
So today we're actually talking about Temu. And you may have heard of Temu. Yeah, they're
all over the Super Bowl. They were like on every commercial.
And that's how they got really honestly to prominence. They got these flashy commercials. Everybody knows them. Dirt cheap stuff. But here's the thing, because it looks like they're going to be on the next chopping block in Congress to be banned. Because right now, as you know, they voted overwhelmingly bipartisan. And when do you see that for TikTok? Wow. So here's what happened. In a letter to President Biden about a week ago or so, Senator Tom Cotton, he's a Republican from Arkansas, basically reiterated some of the concerns about Temu. I mean, they have basically a twofold issue here that the senator brought up in his letter. First things first, that Temu is an app that is a, quote, pipeline of dumped counterfeit and slave labor products from China, end quote. And that is essentially talking about the Uyghur slave labor. The Uyghurs are obviously the most surveilled people on the planet, under tight control, pretty much designated as terrorists and slave labor by the Chinese government. It's a total humanitarian crisis, and they're making a lot of these products that we Americans and the rest of the world are buying. The other side of this is that Temu is a, quote, gathering massive quantities of data, quantities of Americans' personal data, and obviously that makes it more dangerous than potentially TikTok. And for the record, Temu also has the ability to access everything on your phone, quote unquote, according to the senator. And like TikTok, it's been reverse engineered, and sure enough, it's evading permissions. Like if you have that iPhone and you're looking at the privacy settings in the App Store and on your phone, these apps are attempting to evade this. They're also avoiding responsibility for slave labor, because we actually have an act here called the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, but it essentially means that anything that they're producing should be looked at. But because Temu's products tend to be under $800 in value, oftentimes U.S. Customs is not looking at them or scrutinizing them in that way. So they're getting around this. On top of it, Temu's parent company, Pinduoduo, basically was kicked out of Google's Play Store with their other apps because they were literally containing malware in their apps. And so here we are. It's absolutely nuts. Not to mention the fact Pinduoduo also said that they made $400 million of income from the Chinese government directly in 2023. So you can do the math on that. I mean, this is a complete mess and everybody's using it. And at this point, I don't think many people care, but here I am ringing the bell again.
There you go. All right. Last but not least, let's go through here. What's happening?
You don't have a comment about that at all?
No, I didn't really like their Super Bowl ads, so I'm kind of glad that they're struggling a little bit.
I thought you might, add them to your favorite list.
No, I don't buy anything. I have not bought anything off them at all. So they can suffer. All right, okay. All right, last on the docket. What's happening with WorldCheck, a screening database used for the quote, know your customer?
Yeah. This was absolutely crazy too. And I mean, you want to talk about governmental data breaches. It's absolutely nuts. But basically, attackers calling themselves Ghost R said that they stole over 5 million, about 5.3 million records from WorldCheck's screening database back in March. And they're threatening to publish this data. Now, as you mentioned, Know Your Customer, or KYC, essentially allows customers or companies, to determine if prospective customers are high risk or potential criminals, such as people with links to money laundering or under government sanctions and all of that. So you don't want to do business with the warlord. A Know Your Customer service is, one of those things, and WorldCheck is one of the biggest. Now, a portion of the stolen data that was seen by publications, essentially, and this was stolen by a third party that was using WorldCheck, not WorldCheck directly, contained records on thousands of people. And this is, again, just the sample of thousands of people, which means it's a huge data set. But we're talking about government officials, current and former, diplomats, private companies whose leaders are considered politically exposed people, think people like that are at higher risk for involvement in corruption or bribery at the governmental level, not to mention people that are potentially linked to organized crime, terrorism, all this kind of stuff. So this is a huge, huge list of essentially who's who of Panama paper, but for bad people.
It's the who's who that you get when you graduate. Remember, you pay that $20 to be on the who's list, and you get it. This is so you want to know all the drug dealers. You can just get your list of drug dealers, your money launderers, and just all available.
You know too many things about this stuff, dude.
What's that? No. I just know what Nick tells me. I don't know any of them.
All right. Sure. We're going to find Nathan on the list. I promise you that.
I'd be interested. I would like to see where I come up. Yeah, I'd like to see where I come up on that list. All right, Nick, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. How can people contact you? How can they get connected with you outside of our show?
Yeah. So obviously feel free to connect to me on like LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. I'm not using the other word because... honestly.
Come on, it's
YouTube.
Hey, you can get TV, buddy. It's just gonna come on out. Just you wait.
Is what it is. But yeah, so feel free to connect to me at Nick ESP or Nick Espinosa, wherever I am. Come say hi. Love hanging out.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks,
bye,
guys.
Nick.
See ya.
All right. Well, that ends our Ask the Expert with Nick Espinosa. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now would be a great time, especially after this segment, to enjoy a little whiskey on the side. We'll see you after the break. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Join the fun and grab tickets to GeekFest West, the 3-day Geek Festival extravaganza of fun and entertainment that will take place on the third weekend in July. Learn more at geekfest.com. GeekFest will feature diverse activities, including a film festival, vendor hall, street fair, outdoor music festival, cosmic cosplay, and video game tournaments. Join us at GeekFest West, the ultimate celebration of geek culture. To learn more, visit geekfest.com. That is geekfest.com.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we go back to April 20th, 1998. You ever remember the phrase plug and pray?
Yes.
All right. Well, during the Comdex spring of 98 and Windows World shows in Chicago, a public demonstration of the soon-to-be-released Windows 98 goes awry when Bill Gates' assistant causes the operating system to crash after plugging in a scanner. Instead of showing the plug and pay capabilities that they were trying to demonstrate, a blue screen of death is visible by the entire audience, which immediately erupts in laughter. After several seconds, Bill Gates famously responded, That's must be why we're not shipping Windows 98 yet. Ironically, though, the assistant Chris Capacella moved up the executive ranks at Microsoft to executive vice president and chief marketing officer. This is an example of failing forward.
Is that the Peter principle?
Kind of is. Yeah, right. Well, that was This Week in Technology. If you ever wanted to watch some Tech Time history with over 200 weekly broadcasts spanning 4+ years, we have our video, podcast, and blog information. You can always visit us at techtimeradio.com, see all the updates on our whiskey that Mr. Gregoire puts on there, and watch our older shows. We're going to take a commercial break, but when we return, we have the Mark Mumble Whiskey Review. See you after this.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right.
So excited about April 23rd.
Okay. I may know what this is today.
All right.
I have not looked at this because it was in my Elon Musk thing.
All right.
Today is National Take a Chance Day. Is that correct?
If you change your mind, take a chance on the first day.
Is that what it is?
It is.
Oh, I got it.
You spent a lot of time on ChatGPT for that.
No. What? No, because it said in the Elon Musk article that why not just wake up one morning and take a chance? And they said today was National Chance Day.
There you go.
Okay.
Love it. And love the ABBA there.
I like that. That's good. That's great.
Thank you, Odie. So what
Welcome
this
to
day
the
is
70s,
about.
buddy.
What? Pardon?
Said welcome to the 70s.
I like it. The 70s is that's got some great country music.
ABBA never goes out of style.
That wasn't country.
That's right.
So today is about sticking your neck out and going for it, Mike.
Okay.
You've heard it said the biggest risk is not taking one. Still, taking chances just don't come naturally for many people. If you fall in that category of risk averse, today you may find some inspiration to finally take that leap and go for your dreams you have been hesitant to pursue.
You hearing that, Mike?
Oh, wow. Maybe I should find something to take a chance at. I don't know.
That sounds good. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Quit tech time, move to the islands,
no, that's
retire.
He'd do that in like a second.
That's my goal in life is to retire and hang out
on a beach.
Just beach bum the rest of my life.
Would you sleep on the beach as well as or would you want to have a little shack house?
I want a little shack.
Oh, you wouldn't do van life or anything like that?
No, I just
Old for it?
Yeah.
Just a little shack with a hammock.
A little shack with a hammock would be awesome.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So beach bum. Our friend Greg McNabb, he retired, but he became like a ski bunny.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. or now he just mixes with his hands into everything.
Did he take a chance on that?
Yeah.
He probably did. There you go.
All right, let's talk about Wilderness Trail.
Okay.
So co-founders Shane Baker and Pat Heist in the late 90s were in a rock band together called Fulcrum and quickly realized they needed to chase another dream. So they took a chance.
Oh, okay.
In 2006, their journey began with a passion for creating whiskey. So in 2020, Wilderness Trail also partnered with Wave Digital Assets, an SEC registered investment advisory firm, to launch a whiskey barrel fund that may tokenize its shares in the future. They took a chance on that, and they have sourced up to 2,700 barrels from the distillery since that data launch to capture value appreciation associated with that aging Kentucky whiskey.
Mark, do you come up with that wording all by yourself?
Yeah, he's a writer.
There's a little chat GPT.
No, that was actually, I'm like thinking Mark has a better command of his
English
dialect, his little stylings than Nathan, who uses ChatGPT to come up with this one.
Well, that's all right. Okay.
Now, this particular whiskey we're drinking is a classic wheated bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am surprised it's only 4 years, 8 months, as it tastes more mature and refined for my palate.
Mm-hmm.
This is an easy drinker, a delicious couch pour for me. This is almost a dessert bourbon, except it has a nice fruit and wood notes that helps round it out. And I brought this in because I'm thinking Nathan and Mike's Sweet Tooth will be liking this drink. And it's about
I'm
time
loving this.
Mike just really loves something. So I brought in the sweetest one I could find.
I'm really enjoying this. Yeah,
good.
This is a really nice tasting sweet finish. It's got a yeah,
it's good. That's good.
You like those weeders?
It's smooth.
It is. It's smooth. not very much bite. There you go. All right, Mark. And how much does this cost? $70.
$70.
$70. Okay. What's the after secondary, Mark?
There's no secondary on this one.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that mumble. Whiskey and technology. What a great pairing.
Nathan's still not going to buy it.
Just like peanut butter and chocolate, also known as Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yuck.
See, that's what I'm saying.
What's that?
Mark doesn't use Chat GPT, comes up with better stuff.
Well, okay. That wasn't Chat GPT. They didn't do that. All right.
Just pure Nathan there.
Yeah, that's just pure Nathan. Let's prepare for our technology fail of the week, brought to you by Elite Executive Services.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed. Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. Well, our technology fail goes to kind of more of a technology mogul. We're going to be talking about, just think of you if you decided that you got a brand new job 2 months ago and working in advertising at Tesla. Well, if that was you and one of the other 39 people, essentially you were just laid off. Advertising is out at Tesla. Just months after it started, Tesla has eliminated 40 marketing and advertising staff. The move is part of the ongoing job cuts announced by CEO Elon Musk last week. The company cut its entire U.S. growth content team in its recent round of layoffs. The team included that group of 40. Tesla still has a small group, though, of marketing employees based in Europe. But Elon Musk responded to a post on X that said that the laid off staff could have done a better job with their ads, quote unquote. The ads were too generic, could have been any car, Musk wrote in response.
I think Musk just needs to do everything himself.
I think
because he obviously knows how it works.
How to marketing. Well, what you do is you just get on the Twitter and you announce you're doing something, and then everybody picks it up as news, and you got a brand new TV company. All right. Many impacted Tesla workers were notified within hours of the internal email that the roles had been eliminated. The layoff notice continued late into the week. And then on Friday, this is the best part. Recruiters, this is always interesting. Recruiters go and they always tell you, this is really tough. We're really sorry this happened to you. Because I've been fired before. So, it's really sorry this happened to you. I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden on Friday, all of those recruiters were laid off also. All right. Well, what is going to happen to the most historic electric car company? Will it survive without any traditional advertising instead of relying on the word of mouth and posts from Elon Musk, who promotes his company's product to his 101.5 million followers on X, formerly known as Twitter? All right. Well, there you go. That is our technology fail of the week. We're going to head now into our Mike's mesmerizing moment, brought to us by Story Coffee. This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com. All right, Mike, let's talk about technology replacing items like driving. What other tasks do you think, or what do you think is going to happen soon regarding where we think technology can replace us?
But, the whole thing behind technology is to do that. It's supposed to make our lives easier.
Yeah, we're gonna get a cell phone that would allow us to escape
drive,
right?
If you can have the car do it for you.
Okay.
Who needs to? Well, yeah, you got a personal computer with you all day long.
Yeah, I was in school and I was told I would never ever have access to a calculator. That teacher said that you better learn math because you're never going to be able to just have a calculator in your back pocket.
That's why you're a technologist.
I don't have one.
That's why you're a technologist, because you remember those things.
I do. I was like looking at him saying, I don't think you're right. And now I got two of them in my pocket right now.
Yeah, there you go.
How about a flashlight?
I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to do everything we can with technology to do everything we can envision, right? We're trying to develop.
Okay.
Even time travel, we're trying to develop these concepts for time travel. We're trying to develop not aging, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure that out. We're trying to do all these things with technology that I don't.
Makes
I
our
think,
life
I
easier.
think it's just anything you can imagine, you can think of that will help your life be better, or quote unquote help your life be easier, because we want stuff to be done for us. I don't know.
So as humans by default, we want to be the laziest things possible.
Yeah,
So
I
with
often
technology-
say that the movie WALL-E portrays the human dynamic quite well, because if you watch that movie, you see what we could become in our dependency on technology that does everything for us. And this recent case that prompted this question is the same thing. You're driving home on the freeway in a car that has autopilot technology, and you think, well, crap, I'll just get on my cell phone and start scrolling through X.
Yeah. Taking a look at what's
I'm sure Elon was all right with that.
Well, until now.
Well, I don't know. He's we'll see if it comes and bites Tesla, but I'm
sure it's going to hurt.
It's the interaction. It's that quote from Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park. You
life finds a way.
No. You do all these things. You do all these things because you could, but you don't ask if you should.
Okay. That's a good quote too. All right, now let's get ready for our Nathan Nugget.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right, I had somebody this last week come and visit me that sent over $10,000 in Bitcoin to scammers. Now, this person that came to us was very distraught. Essentially, she said that she had a 3-man team that was helping her save money because Russia and other governments were trying to steal her money. Now, supposedly, she had access to a representative of her bank. She had access to a U.S. Marshal and a technical expert all at the same time.
All at the same time.
It's just amazing. And
that's a lot of attention
for her personal bank. And so what they would do is they would call her up, and when one person's on the line and they'd ask her a bunch of questions and she'd get flustered, then another one would call them up. And now this was the U.S. Marshal, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're
and
using
another one. So she's just getting scrambled. And so she ends up going to a redemption place to buy Bitcoin, and then gives her access to the Bitcoin password. They steal all the money from her. There's nothing they can do. It's, that $12.5 billion in the internet crimes last year happened specifically like targets like this.
Yeah. That's why I like the Beekeeper movie.
Yeah, the Beekeeper movie is a good movie. If you want to watch about cyber criminal games, Beekeeper was a very good movie. I saw it. It makes it kind of look a little Hollywood stylized, but
it's pretty Hollywood style. But I think that's a good way of dealing with this.
So, have you heard of the comedian YouTuber called Kit Boga?
No, I don't know who this guy is.
Okay, so he is a popular scam baiter who hides behind characters and wastes the scammers' time when they call up. Now, I have people call me up, and sometimes I keep these people on for 10, 20 minutes. Have I got other stuff
I do that too. I have been known to just mess with somebody, and I did it once for 3 days with somebody who was texting and emailing me.
Yep.
And I was trying to get money out of me, and I kept them on the line for 3 days.
Well, you know what? His idea is that he thinks that that's a good idea because that can help not have them essentially going out and hit other people that may actually fall for the scams. Now, he's got a whole CIA agent outfit. He talks in an elderly woman's voice named Edna. He's all over YouTube and Twitch. You can go and take care of him. He is funny as can be. He actually then is very technical on the back end, and he's actually gotten into their system sometimes when they share and try to access his system, and he'll actually end up deleting photos, finding out information from them. So not a lot of people that I would say that are really good at this, but I would say Kit Boga. He's also known on Twitch as Kit. You should take a look at him. Watch him for a bit. That's my Nathan Nugget because I think it's a pretty cool time to.
Wow, you have a lot of information on this guy that you wanted to talk about.
He's really good. He's really good. So just watch him, and you're gonna love him. All right, now let's move to our pick of the day, whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, what do we have here?
What you are sipping on today is Wilderness Trail Single Barrel Family Reserve Cask Strength Wheated Bourbon. It is a straight bourbon, 4 years, 8 months, 111.1 proof, $70.
70. All right. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an excellent.
Thumbs up. What about you, Mark?
Oh yeah, this is thumbs up for me too. This is a delicious sweet bourbon.
What shelf is it out of your house?
The bottom.
It's the bottom shelf.
Yeah.
That's not even one of your top shelf ones.
No.
Oh wow. This would be on the top shelf of mine.
Well, yeah, that's because your top shelf equals his bottom shelf.
That's about right. Okay. Well, we wanted to say to everybody, thank you for joining our show. We would love to see you back here next week. Remember, like and subscribe. And the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Time Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at Tech Time Radio, remember, mum's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.